Hi guys, back again. Part 2 of this review, this checkout of the new Codex Adeptus Astartes Space Marines Codex. Now, new Space Marines Codex, lovely stuff in here. Guys that watched the last video, you'll have seen going through the first section of the book, which was going through a lot of the fluff side of it. Now, if I'm correct, we got up to the characters, the units of the Space Marines. So we'll start there this time. Now, I'm just going to dive straight into this. These pages go through what we've seen quite a few times already in a lot of the codexes. A lot of these images as well are the same as the last codex. Basically, this is how in the last codex we would have had these pages that had the stats on as well. This time they're just the fluff about these characters. Gives us a little bit more information, a little bit more feel for what we're going to be playing with. So we've got captains, obviously explains that captains sort of lead their companies, potential next in lines to lead their chapters. Chaplains explains sort of obviously the monks, the religious sort of guys of the chapters. Then we've got things like command squads. Now, what's really nice about these is it does give little extra added sections on these. So about here we've got a little bit about gene seed and what gene seed is. Quotes here. This quote is actually from the Emperor himself. It's just really nice to see this fluff. I mean, not everyone likes the fluff. I'm really big on it. I love the novels that come out of Black Library. So this is spot on for me. I'm gonna love sitting and reading through all of this, even if it is sort of recapping on the last one. Some new artwork. So you see here we got White Scars Assault Squad, which is really nice actually to see a fully sort of done up White Scar there. In sort of new, bold, weathered effect. Centurions again, I think off the top of my head, I think that is new artwork. I don't recall seeing that before. Lovely though, lovely sort of smoke effects on these, the battle going on behind. Really sort of well done stuff. Carry on going through. We got White Scars on the bikes, Raven Guard speeders. Devastator squads. Now, interesting bit of artwork here. The Devastator squad is wielding a grav cannon. Now, grav cannons are going to be massive in this codex. Someone's going to put a Wraith Knight on the table against you. Everyone that has got the money are going to put Wraith in front of you. D-weapons is just the easy way to win a game now. They put a Wraith Knight on the table, and you put a squad with potentially a load of grav weapons. I mean, attack squad at the moment, in this new codex, attack squad, you could get 3 grav weapons in one tactical squad. It's just massive. These grav weapons are going to be the way forward. Devastator Centurions there, obviously. The last ones you saw were the Siege Assaults. These ones are the ranged equivalent. We got Terminators, old artwork again. Veterans, so veterans, it's talking about the Vanguards and the Stern Guards. Again, lovely artwork there. Scouts, there's a big bit around Scouts later on in one of the formations. Dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts are slightly improved in this codex. We will go through that as well. Nice artwork again. I love the fact that this artwork shows how big a dreadnought should really be compared to a Space Marine. We're talking like more than twice the size of those Space Marines in front of him there. Transports, again, nice little bit of artwork. There is something that I'll go through later on that's going to make you go and buy a lot of transports. Tech Marines again. Tech Marines have improved. Older artwork, nice bit of fluff there though. Also goes through the link to the Mechanicus with the Tech Marine. Battle tanks, big section on battle tanks because obviously there's a huge range of them. Talks through different options, what chapters prefer to use what. Gives a little bit of fluff around that helps you build in. Gunships. Gunships, you've got things like your storm ravens and all that sort of stuff. Just go through that quite quickly. Then land raiders. Land raiders, it gives you this old artwork. Now, if I recall correctly, this old artwork was 90 something. Somewhere in the 90s, it was in a white dwarf. I didn't actually own that white dwarf. It was in the period when I was away from the hobby. But if I recall correctly, it sort of broke down what all these parts were inside the actual Land Raider. Quite an interesting image. Then we go on to more sort of specific things, so librarians, Legion of the Damned. Again, people thought Legion of the Damned weren't going to be in this codex. They have carried them on, they have put them in this one. Now, we start going on to sort of your illustrated 2D forms of people, and the artwork and the heraldry and that sort of stuff that's going to be involved with them. Now, as usual, they've gone with Ultramarines. I don't know if anyone else gets a little bit bored of them just going with Ultramarines every time. It would be nice to see something a bit different. It's always Ultramarines first. Now, you see about these guys, they've slightly changed the shape of a Space Marine. So these Space Marines seem to have grown themselves about a foot and done some weight loss. They are currently very lean and tall, rather than, if I look in the old codex, if I compare these to a much broader, shorter looking, stockier looking Space Marine, these guys look like they could actually be someone in that armour, rather than these guys that their shoulders are higher than their heads. So it's nice to see a more realistic approach to a Space Marine and the shape that they would take. Again, they've put some of the new weapons on, so Gravs here, Combi Grav. It's quite nice to see some of that. Now, it goes on to characters rather than just the stock Marines. So you'll see sort of how an apothecary would look, how a librarian, chaplain, I think this guy's a captain, tech Marine. It's nice to see that it's not necessarily always got to be the same. I mean, this tech Marine, lots of people just do their tech Marine red, standard. Quite nice to see a contrast with the red and the blue. I hope that we'll start seeing people opening up more to different sort of paint schemes. It'd be really nice. And then we go into sort of more support orientated stuff. It's all kind of quite standard stuff that we've seen before. Won't spend too much time on it. Now, it starts going into successor chapters, which is quite nice. You can see sort of what you could do with sort of the same chapter tactics as the chapter you like, but with a different paint scheme, something that people might look on the board and go, I've not seen that before, that's pretty sweet. So you see a lot of stuff on there. It goes through different successor chapters for different chapters, then it goes on to like different first foundings, so White Scars, Imperial Fists, Salamanders. Gives you much smaller sections than what it does on the Ultramarines. As I say, Ultramarines are always a poster boy, they're always going to get the biggest section. Raven Guard, Iron Hands, and then it starts going into the successors for those chapters. You'll see there Crimson Fists. A lot of people are happy to see that Crimson Fists are still alive. Then we start going into artwork. Now, some of this artwork is beautiful. They just always seem to be able to get this down to a T. They've included a lot of the new units in these ones, so you'll see here the new Assault Marines, the new Devastators. Really nice to see them being incorporated rather than just reusing old artwork, old photography. They've actually generated new stuff, which is really, really nice. Champions of Humanity. So this Champions of Humanity is just battlescapes, imagery of what you could do with your units. Now you see up here, top corner, there's a squad of Devastators here. 4 grav cannons with grav amps there. Now you put that against something big on the table and you're going to be wiping it out easily. 2 Devastator squads, 8 grav cannons, that's a Wraith Knight gone. Really, really, really interesting to see the ability to take this stuff out with Space Marines. Some of this artwork, like I say, absolutely lovely. Against Eldar here, the Ulthway, if that's how you say it. I can never really say it properly. It's all Ultramarines though so far. Again, you see a lot of it. Then we get a small section of Imperial Fists. You see Lysander at the front there. So it's literally 1 pages for the other chapters. Then we got the heavy metal section. Now it's nice to see a specific section for heavy metal, actually showing purely what they do, rather than just sort of deeming it all as studio stuff. It's kind of nice to see the comparison to this compared to some of the other stuff in the standard studio images. Mostly models we've seen before. Obviously this one here is the new Ultramarines Librarian. Doesn't necessarily need to be Ultramarines, you could paint him up as whatever you want him to be. Now stuff like this is absolutely gorgeous, the way they've done this freehand on this book. Wouldn't have actually ever thought of doing the sort of the big starting character, so I might actually try that out. Looks like it'd be a really nice touch. And you go through and you see some of the new stuff. So again, Devastators here, the new ones, really nice with that there. And we just got a lot of really nice artwork in these. Carry on going through. You've got Salamanders. Now, next is going to be Forces of the Space Marines. Going to do that in the next section, the next video. It's a very big section. It's going to take some time to go through it. Might even need 2 videos. But you've seen the fluff section. You've seen the artwork section. Next is onto the nitty-gritty, the actual details of this book, and we go through what's changed. Really big stuff coming up, guys. Stay tuned for part 3 of the reviews. Let me know sort of what you think. Give me any feedback, anything that you want me to go through a bit more. If anyone's got any good sort of tactics or anything like that for the new Space Marine Codex, put it in the comments. Stay tuned for some of the formations videos, and also comment your tactics and things like that you might have ideas on in those ones. Thanks for watching again, guys. Stay tuned for part 3. See you soon. Cheers.